Fedora Outlier LLC logo animation. Logo is burnt orange, reddish brown. The backdrop is black with light flares that appear then disappear across the screen.
All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about carrying OWB. In a previous video, we talked about IWB inside the waistband. In this particular video, we're going to talk about OWB outside the waistband carry. And remember in the last video, we realized that carryment is not a word, but we're going to talk about it and we're going to get right into it right after this.
A Shot in the Dark by Fedora Outlier LLC, displayed in orange lettering. Company logo in bottom right corner. Several images of Vashawn Jones wearing a gray sweater, ear and eye protection, pointing a firearm at a target. The back of his head faces the camera.
All right, so OWB looks similar to this. It's outside of the waistband carry. There's a holster that can be positioned in place outside the waistband with retention that is gripping up under the belt, and even the stitching, like for example in my jeans, and it's made to get to fairly quickly like I have it here. Outside of the waistband reminds me of kind of the Wild West. I don't necessarily carry outside of the waistband that often. However, I have been lately just to kind of get used to it since I got my carry permit. But you don't want to necessarily announce that, hey, you know, I'm the guy, you know, with the gun. You know what I mean? You go into a restaurant or whatever the case may be, especially being visually impaired, blind completely, you know, could make the people nervous. But the thing about it is, it does beg the question as to how can you do that as a blind person. And it fosters the conversation for me, which lets me tell them all about empowerment and doing what you want to do and being what you want to be and going to places that you want to go. So it works for me. It works for my personality. It kind of allows me to advocate and talk about different things. And people figure, well, if you do that, then what else do you do? And then we talk about riding horses and potentially playing golf and, you know, all of that great stuff that I love doing, just to show the world that, hey, you can do it. You may have to do it a little different, but you absolutely can do it. But nevertheless, so we're outside of the waistband. I love leather. I get that from my mom. She's always saying, always said to me, get nice leather, you know, quality leather. So all of my Shadow Systems, OWB and IWB holsters are high quality, nice leather, right? And so this makes the draw fairly easy and quick. You guys know that the chamber is clear. The magazine is empty. By the way, it's not a clip. It's a magazine, not a clip, a magazine. You're not a gangster. I mean, I'm a gangster, but I still call it a magazine, you know. So nevertheless, that's that, and that's that. And so you just simply place it here, press down on it, cover it up. You're good, right? And so OWB is a great way to carry a bit more comfortably for me. Might look for a holster for IWB that has a bit more padding on it for my leg, but the supple leather that it does have for the holster that I'm using is sufficient for right now. But I do want to test out some other things. My particular OWB or IWB carry gun, my EDC, my everyday carry, is a souped up Shadow Systems MR920. So the action trigger, the stippling here and around the gun, the cutout slides here makes the a lot more easier. And the barrel is kind of cool. You see the barrel, how that's kind of spiral. I don't know what it does, but it sure looks pretty cool. And yeah, so the Shadow Systems MR920 is my EDC in their flat dark earth color, which is like a camel color. Again, it fits my personality. I love it. And so what about you? When you carry, are you OWC? Are you OWC? Wow. That's the people who make my hard drives. We'll talk about them in another video. Are you OWB or are you IWB, or like me, are you ambidextrous? Can you use both? Do you use both? And the 3 o'clock position is where I usually do my outside the waistband carry. So again, picturing the clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and right here is 3. I probably need to move it over just a bit, which makes it hard to move over, but it's good. It's like once you put it into place, it's kind of there until you loosen your belt and readjust. So listen, that bulge is not all me. It's sometimes the OWB. I'm a rapper now. All right, you guys know what it is, man. Let's change the world. Let's change the world together. And Shot in the Dark, we'll be talking about carrying inside your pants pocket. Yep, you can do that as well. And there's holsters for that as well, and we'll get into it. Until then, let's change the world together.
Light flares moving over black backdrop. The word empowerment in orange all uppercase appears behind the flares. Underneath the word empowerment in white lettering also behind the flares is a mechanism by which individuals, groups, and communities gain mastery over their affairs. Light flares fade. A transparent mirror image of the words are also underneath.